Hello, my sweet friend. I am Cristina Arevalo, a cake decorator, coach, and teacher, and I am here to empower my fellow cake artists to unleash their creativity and unite as a strong cake community. Whether you are a seasoned professional or just starting out, this podcast is here to support and empower you on your cake decorating journey. Let me coach you for success by setting achievable goals, understanding that managing your time and having a positive mindset, knowing your customers, and learning how to teach your craft are all as important as flour, sugar, and eggs. I'll share what has worked for me from a very personal and relatable perspective. My goal is to help you establish your presence, reduce stress related to time and working hours, and engage in cake collaborations and competitions. Eventually, you could become that featured cake artist in a magazine or teach at international events just like me. Welcome to the Art Cake Coach podcast. Well, hello, my sweet friends, and welcome to another episode of the Art Cake Coach podcast. Christina here, super happy to be here another Tuesday, another kind of beautiful day here in Lisbon, Portugal. Yes, I always look at my window when I say that just to check how everything is. Today is kind of cloudy, but it's nice. It's not too cold, it's not too warm. It's spring. You never know what you're going to get. So, welcome to today's episode of the podcast. I'm so happy because finally I got out of my comfort zone. Not that I'm uncomfortable in front of the cameras. I'm never uncomfortable in front of the cameras, but I really wanted to have a better quality video, better quality sound, and I finally got it. I got a camera, I got a good microphone, and I'm recording this episode on video because the Art Cake Coach podcast is moving on to video for the next season since we're celebrating our third anniversary next month in the 1st of January. The 1st of January, the 1st of May. Oh my God, my head. The 1st of May. So I decided that it was about time that we got into video. So yes, you're going to get me just as I am and here from my studio in Lisbon, Portugal. So thank you so much for being here today. And don't go anywhere because this episode is about to start.
Pack your body bags. We're going on a slaycation. Tim, what's a slaycation?
A slaycation is a murder or mysterious death that happens while you're on vacation.
If you like to mix humor with horror and travel,
Join me, Kim Davis,
And me, Adam Tex Davis.
and me, Jerry Colbert,
as we look at the craziest slaycations that will have you asking, what the F is wrong with people? You can find Slaycation on Spotify or wherever you get your podcasts.
Just remember, getting away can be murder.
Hey, my sweet friend, if you like this episode and enjoy this podcast, there is only one thing I want from you. Please like, follow, and leave me a started review in any of your favorite podcast platform where you're listening to this podcast now. This way, this program can keep growing. The algorithm will show it to more cake artists who will benefit from it. Download the episode, share it on your social media, and tag me, and I'll gladly tag you and follow you back. I would love to hear what you have to say. You can leave me a voice message on Anchor, Spotify for podcasters, answer the questions and polls on the episode, or leave me a comment on my social media. Even if you don't like what I say, I would love to hear your opinion. And let me invite you to follow me on Instagram as @theartcakecoach or in any of my social media accounts. I'll leave you all the links in the description of this episode. Thank you so much for listening to the Art Cake Coach podcast. Well, my friends, let me just walk you through what's going on here. If you're just listening, great. You're just listening to me as you always been for this past almost 3 years. Amazing. I cannot believe it. But if you're watching me, this is kind of my first attempt to actually doing something really good on video, or really good, as good as it gets, right? And funny thing, I was thinking of creating on my planning. Before we get there, let me just walk you through what's going on, right? So I have my camera up here, which is not the camera in the computer. So if I look at the computer, I'm looking down here, but here I'm looking at you, and I want to look at you. I wish I could, Look at you. But anyway, it's like we're talking. And I have my notes here, and I have my planning here, and I have some extra notes over there on a document. So I'm going to be looking around. Please bear with me, okay? I'm sure this will get better with time. But anyway, it's the first time. Funny enough, today's episode, or the planning that I had for today's episode, was actually about self doubt and getting out of your comfort zone. Yay, here I am, just, overcoming all my self doubt and getting out of my comfort zone. And I have to thank a very special friend. I know you're listening or watching, Emin. Thank you so much because she sent me a very long but very thoughtful voice message the other day, almost like a podcast. I have to say, she almost gave me like a coaching session, which I needed. By the way, we all do. All coaches need coaches, and she was talking about what I give in the podcast and what I share with you guys, and that it will be great if you guys could see me. And that was something that was in the back of my mind for a while. And well, I decided it's about time. What better excuse that the coming up anniversary to start doing it? So you're probably going to catch the RK Coach podcast in more platforms that you were used to catch me. So here we go. Here we go. And since today's episode is about self doubt, I thought, well, or was. Actually, I'm going to tell you something. It was going to be about self doubt, about overcoming self doubt. And we have talked about this in the episode before many times. We have talked about the imposter syndrome and how do you feel and how to overcome it. But in the conversation that I had with her, there was this point in the conversation or on the audio that she sent me that it was about what what the cake industry has become, what the cake industry has turned into. And it connected so many ideas that I had of listening to yourself, going back to basics. And of course, it has to do with the self doubt and the imposter syndrome, because we're constantly comparing ourselves to others. We're constantly wanting to be like others. So I thought, well, this is a good thing for an episode. This is a good topic. And I think we should talk about that today. So stay with me because I'm going to tell you all about what made me do this episode and, of course, my takeaways, because it would be not cake, the Art Cake Coach podcast, if I didn't give you a takeaway from it. So don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Hello, my sweet friend. Let me invite you to subscribe to the Art Cake Coach podcast exclusive content platform. By becoming a member, you'll get exclusive monthly content and access to audio classes and workshops on goal setting, time management, social media posting, pricing mindset, and teaching. Get access to exclusive bonus content for only €2.99 a month. Check out the link to subscription platform on the description of this episode. Let me help you on your cake journey and coach you for success here at the Art Cake Coach podcast. So, my cake friends, here we are. Back to basics in the cake industry. Why? I was having this conversation with my friend. Well, more like she sent me an audio and I was listening. It wasn't real a conversation. And through the end of the conversation, we start talking about, or she started mentioning about how everything has diverted from the cake. What is a cake? And into this big industry that we have right now. She has a point of view that is too much. So we should go back to basics. I kind of agree, I have to say, but I'm also open to new things, and that is something I also have mentioned here in the episode with AI. I always move forward. I always look forward. So I really wanted to kind of create a balance between the two topics, between the two optics of this. But let's just start by thinking. And today's episode, I have to say, today's episode, it's me. It's not program. It comes from the heart. It's a bit different than all the business that we've been working on in the past few episodes. But I have a lot to say because a lot has been going on in this last weekend, and I really, really wanted to address it from the heart. So it's just me talking with you guys like we usually do. Just the difference is now on video. Oh my God! Now you can see me. I'm not looking at me. If now I'm looking at me, but I'm not looking at me. I'm looking at you. I don't want to see myself. Because then I'm gonna get critic with with myself. I'm gonna start like, oh, your hair is not right, or you look fat, or whatever. But no, this is about just showing myself. So, thinking about our cake industry, thinking about and I kind of went back to my grandmothers. Both of my grandmothers were cake decorators. Believe me or not. My mother's side grandmother uh, died when my mom was young. So I never got to meet her. Of course, my mom barely got to meet her. But there are pictures of all the cakes she used to bake for her kids and decorate. She used to decorate with piping, very old, tradition, old school, beautiful. My other grandmother, my father's mom, she was a flower artist, which I'm not, but she was. And she was known for the beautiful flowers she created for cakes. She made I think she made my christening cake, and she made my first communion cake. There are pictures somewhere. I think I can put some pictures here somewhere. So if I find them, I will share them with you. And they used to work hours on a cake with the piping bag, creating the flowers, only creating the flowers for a cake. And my fellow sugar flower artists do it. Takes so long, and there's so much artistry in creating those cakes, right? That I kind of went back to there, and fast forward, I'm trying to compare it with a TikTok video of seconds that shows you all the process, fast motion, fast forward, whatever, all the process of decorating a cake, making it look super simple, making it look like there's no effort to it. Anyone can do it. And this is kind of the mentality that new cake artists or younger generation of cake decorators have, I don't know, think of, because it's what they're used to see. And we are in a constant competition of, we're competing with something that is shown on social media that might not be real. That affects pricing, that affects customer views, that affects how the customers see your work. It's so easy. I've seen people doing it on TikTok, and it's so easy. But it's not really that easy. And I'm kind of rambling here, but what I wanted to do is to create the idea of or create the atmosphere of thinking where everything started so many years ago and where everything has got today. So, me being me, I got to go to basics, and I had to ask myself questions. I'm a coach. That's what I do. I ask questions. Um, so the first question that I ask myself, and that I want to ask you, and I want you to ask yourself, is, why do you want cake? Why do you go to a store or a supermarket or to your fridge and take a piece of cake or buy a piece of cake and eat it? Why? I'm going to give you my answer. I eat cake because it makes me happy. Cake is sweet, it's delicious, and I just want a good treat. It makes me happy. A good cake makes me, a bad cake doesn't make me happy, but a good cake makes me happy. It's comfort, it's like, oh, it tastes like my grandma's cake. And talking about that, uh I had this weekend. Last week was my daughter's birthday, and I told her the story that she wants mom cake. What is mom cake? It's a cake that is not decorated. Better if it doesn't have any filling, it's just the sponge and a topping, and that's it. And she loves red velvet. So I made a red velvet cake, just cream, that's it. And I have to say, parenthesis, is not a promotion, but I try out one of Jeannie's and Joe's recipe from their book, and it's really good. The cream cheesecake, cream cheese filling. It's really good. The cream is really good. And I'm gonna leave the notes here somewhere so you can find the recipe because it's really good. And that's it. I mean, I kind of talked to her. We negotiated some filling on the cake, so that was good. That was something. And cream around it. That was it. I convinced her. No, I surprised her with two toppers because it was her 22nd birthday and I wanted to do something special for her 22nd birthday, and she's very romantic, old fashioned, vintage, so I made a swan with a crown. It's really cute. You can see it on my social media, and or maybe I can put the picture here somewhere now that I have video. So that was it, and it was really good. Everybody loved it. The cake lasted nothing. Everybody ate, I don't know how many slides. It was really good. Everybody enjoyed it. And I look around and I looked at how much they were enjoying the cake. And it's really nice. It's really nice when you bake a cake from love and people enjoy it. So I thought about another thing. Okay, if I eat cake, it brings me joy and comfort. But if I bake a cake for others, it gives them joy and comfort as well. It's something that makes people happy, I guess. Second thing that happened this weekend is for her birthday, my daughter invited a few friends to stay, have a sleepover. So they went out, and since the bar is kind of close to my house, they said, "Well, we can all just hang in there, and they don't have to drive at night." And I said, "Yeah, it's fine." And one of her classmates, she's in college, one of her classmates brought a lemon cake. This young kid made the most delicious lemon cake I had in so long. No recipe. I mean, he made it from his grandmother's recipe or something like that. I mean, I couldn't stop eating the cake. Two things. I didn't bake the cake. I love a cake that I didn't bake, and it's good. I love it because it's not me. It's like I know my cakes are good. They're good. They're not bad. But when I taste somebody else's cake and it's really good, I'm like, oh, thank you for bringing this person into my life and giving me this piece of cake because it's really good. And I mean, I couldn't stop eating it, which is not good because I'm trying to watch my weight. But it was so good and it was so simple. It wasn't too tall, too thin. It had just a small amount of lemon. It was more like an icing sugar drizzle on top of it. Really, really. I mean, so thin that it was almost transparent. Um, it was presented on a dish plate, like kitchen dish plate. That's it. Nothing fancy about it, but it was so good. And again, I thought about it. These two cakes made me so happy and made people so happy. And they were so simple. They were just cake that comforts you and that brings you joy and that you want to eat more. Even though if you're watching your figure, you're like, oh, but I need another slice because it's really good. And I thought about it and I thought to myself, this is what a cake should do. Okay, this is what a cake should do. It has to bring people joy. And our industry, not criticizing the industry, but in general the industry has gone so far away from that to pre-made mixtures of cakes, which are good. I'm not going to say they're bad. They're good. Some of them are better than others, but that sense of connection to the person who did it, to the person who baked the cake, that connections to the recipe that belonged to somebody or was passed by somebody, all of that somehow has gotten lost in the way. So that brings me to my second question. I know why I want cake and what a cake makes me feel. Why do people buy cakes? Okay, they buy cakes because, first of all, they want to eat the cake for all the reasons I gave before. They're hungry, they want a treat, they feel good, they like it, it's sweet, it makes them happy. Good. Why else people would buy a cake? Well, because they want to create a landmark for a special celebration, birthday, wedding, christening, I don't know, any kind of celebration. They want to create a focus, centerpiece, landmark, something to share with their friends, something for the friends to enjoy, to eat together, to enjoy together, and to I don't know, create an awe moment, right? And that's where cake decoration comes in. Cake decoration comes in because that centerpiece, that cake that is going to make everybody happy and is going to taste good, that's what we hope for, it's also going to look beautiful. And it's going to be almost like the talk of the party, the centerpiece of the celebration you're having. Um, so that's why people buy cakes. Why do people, let's go a little bit further. Why do people buy bespoke cakes that are like, crafted to the T to what they want? Because the impact they want to create is even bigger. It's even bigger. It's like, I really want people to see this masterpiece that I invested on, because they're invested their money on, that somebody else created for me to really mark this occasion, right? Great. Okay, we're doing good so far. But people want to eat the cake, and the cake has to taste good. And it, at the end of the day, people is going to say, because I know I have a lot of people, clients, that had come to me and said, "Oh, the cake was beautiful, but I couldn't eat it. It was like, ugh, it was so dry. The feeling was like off. Was not good. Not good. But it was beautiful though. Good for the pictures." Do we want a cake for the pictures? I'm telling you, there's people who create fake cakes for pictures, and they're amazing. And I think it's another business. Great. But we do bake. We don't create, we bake cakes. So what has happened to our industry to this point? Don't go anywhere, or hold that thought, because in the next part, I'm going to share with you what I see and what other people, other cake artists, cake decorators, cake friends, community members have mentioned to me about what our cake industry has become. See you in a bit. The Art Cake Coach podcast welcomes the Sweet Chalet Shop as one of our sponsors. Located in Stamford, Florida, the Sweet Chalet Shop inspires creativity, talent, and passion for sugar art. The stores offer a space to learn, bake, and create sugar masterpieces. Since opening in 2015, it has brought the best products, techniques, and teachers to the community, offering classes and mentorship for all skill levels. It focuses on innovating, offering a wide range of edible products from colors to cake mixes, all allergen-free and kosher. It is recognized as one of the best retail stores in the USA, and their commitment is to supporting and nurturing creativity. Visit the Sweet Chalet Shop, say hello to Marissa from me, and join the sweet journey. And if you visit online, don't forget to use the exclusive discount code Cake Coach 25. That is Cake Coach 25, created just for the listeners of this podcast, and have 20% off total discount of your purchase at the checkout. Thank you so much, Marissa, and thank you to the Sweet Chalet Shop for sponsoring the Art Cake Coach podcast. Welcome back, my sweet friends, to this episode. What has become of our industry, of our cake industry? And this is something that, like I said, is not just me. It's me plus a lot of comments that I've had from other cake artists, other cake decorators, friends from Cake Friends Stay Creative, members of the community, and you name it, because there's a lot of different kinds of cake decorators there. You have sugar artists, you have cookie artists, you have teachers, you have product vendors. You have a lot of things in the community. So this is what I have picked up from them. Our industry has become large, huge. I mentioned it in the episode. I think it was the episode before, the one before that. It's a very busy niche. It's a very, very busy industry. I'm not gonna say that it's packed or full. No, it's just busy. There's a lot of people. If you have an oven, and I mentioned this with my coaches the other day, if you have a house, if you have an oven and a pair of good recipes and a YouTube in hand, you could become a cake decorator and create a business in your house. That's it. Okay. Then it comes to other things, but the basics are correct. Are there, right? Are covered. So if it's a business industry and anyone can do it, it has become very competitive. That's the other thing. It has become so competitive that I think, and this was my whole point in this episode, I think it has become, the focus on the industry has become the competition and not the cake. I said it. Oh my God, I said it. Because I want to be nice to everyone and I have this problem of people pleasing. So I don't always say what I'm actually thinking, but I'm thinking it right now and I'm going to say it. Why not? It has become all about competition, all about who's better than whom. It has become about gadgets. If you don't have the next gadget, if you don't have the next tool, if you don't have the next thing, you're out. Copycats. Oh my God. The originals are a handful. And don't take me wrong, there's a lot of talented people. However, I remember an episode with Enrique Rojas from Venezuela, my country, and that was I think that was in the first season of the podcast, and he was talking about copycat. I mean, it's not easy to copycat a cake or to replicate a cake, and that's an art of itself. Great. I think that's good because most of us started with our clients bringing us an inspiration, which is a picture of somebody else's cake, and we had to make it as close as possible. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about everybody's doing the same. There's nothing new. There's nothing, There are a few. I'm not going to say there's nothing. There are a few handful of very original people. I am happy and honored to have the chance to meet them and call them friends because I love to be surrounded by creative people. But there's a lot of people doing the same, so it's kind of boring because it's just more of the same, more of the same, more of the same. It has become less about skill and more about ready-made. Don't take me wrong. Anything that can make my life easier as a cake decorator, it's fine. Okay. But there is a point that is too much. Everything is so pre-made or comes from a mold or comes from a template that it lacks that artistry. For me, I'm telling you, for me, there's audience for anyone, and it has all become about tendency and trends. The part that bothers me the most in all of this is the competition part. I talk to people from all over the world. I talk to people literally. I mean, you have no idea, from all over the world. Cake Friends Stay Creative has it's close now to I think 8.5K members, if not 9K members, 9,000. And I talked with people from all continents, all social backgrounds, all beliefs, all colors, all genders, all anything. A lot. And there's no one person that I talk to. Doesn't matter where in the world they live. Doesn't matter. There's no one that I talk to that don't tell me about how they feel the competition in their area, country, city, whatever, is bothering them, is not letting them grow. It's so hard that it's hard to get in to the business, to actually make business out of it. It's demotivated to the point of bullying. So that really, I mean, I'm good that you can see me now, because you can see my face of disgust. Just like, no, why? Everybody, I mean, doesn't matter the country, Europe, Africa, Australia, I don't know, Asia, uh, America, anywhere in America, the whole America. It's like from the north to the south, islands, whatever you call it. If you are an artist, cake decorator, and you live in a city or a town or a small town or whatever, there's always going to be somebody in there who's going to talk bad about you, and who's going to say that your products are not as good as them, or is going to talk too bad about you with your clients, or try to steal clients from you. It's like, why? Why? We're peers. We work in the same industry, people. Why? Everywhere in the world. I have to be honest. One of the things, I live in Portugal, Lisbon, Cascais, to be more specific, San Domingos de Rana, if I'm being very specific. And one of the reasons why I decided to start doing everything in English and getting international, it was because that same feeling was happening here. And I was like, come on, people. There's just little groups here and there. People who, talk this group, you belong to that group, you belong to this group, you talk to each other. No, we cannot. I'm going to, have you seen White Lotus? I love White Lotus. I'm going to channel my, what is the name of the character? I forgot the name of the character. No, Papa, no. It's like, no, don't do it. Don't do it. It's like, why do you have to be talking bad about other people in order to make yourself shine? No. Why do you have to undermine and step on everybody else's to feel that you're the king of the town? Because you're not even the king of the world, honey. You're just the king of the town. And there's more life than this town. Yeah. So this has happened everywhere. And I think that is the worst that our industry has today. Again, I'm going to be nice. Christina, be nice. There's a lot of love. In the other hand, there's a lot of support from a lot of people. And I have to say, by speaking English, by getting out of this small area here, and projecting myself out there, I have met people from all over the world, like I said, and beautiful souls from all over the world. They are nothing but supportive. And that's my tribe. That's the people I hang out with. That's it. If you're in the other side, I'm not going to hang out with you. But that competition has become not about who has the most tasteful cake or who has the better skill or the better technique. It has become about who has more views on Instagram, who can book more clients, who can win more titles in a competition, and that's it. And that's it. And at the end of the day, like I've said it before in so many episodes, my friends, at the end of the day, we bake cakes. And cakes are supposed to make people happy, right? So, the point of this episode, because I've been rambling a lot, the point of this episode was, and I'm going back to my notes, we study why do we want cakes? Why do people buy cakes? Why do people want bespoke cakes or cakes for special occasions? And what has become of our industry? So, and I'm sorry, and what is good about our industry? I'm sorry, I'm reading right here. What is good about our industry? What needs to be recalibrated? What? Because, and I'm talking not a change. If you listen to me, I'm not asking for anything to change. I'm talking about recalibration. Why? It's just some tweaks here and there. Because I do believe that a healthy competition is important. I do believe that taking the time to be better at your views, your social media, and to book a lot of clients, it's super important. I do think that participating in competitions, even though competitions, most of them are not about tasting, but about looks, which is debatable for some people. Cake International has Bake International, and my sweet friend Miriam won Bake International, and her desserts are really, really good. So there you have a tasting one. But anyway, most of them have become more about looks than taste. If we don't mention about the time that we held competitions online, we keep holding competitions online. It's an option, yes. I'm not saying no, but it's about looks. Looks can be deceiving. We all know that. So why recalibrate? Going back to the recalibration. Why recalibrate? Because I think we need to find a middle ground. I'm a middle ground person. I'm always been. I think we need to, it's not one extreme or the other. There's always a gray area, a middle ground where we could live in peace with each other. Focus on your work, honey. Honey. My friends, my sweet friends. Honey, focus on your own work, focus on your own growth, focus on your own business. And listen to the next episode I'm going to record. That's for next week because I'm going to be talking about that. And think about your client. Think about what makes you be a cake decorator. What makes you want to be a cake decorator? Go back to basics. Ask yourself all of the questions that I asked in the beginning of the episode and try to get to a point where you say, this is what I'm here for. This is my why. This is my reason. And this is going to be my north from now on. Now, don't go anywhere because the last part of the episode is almost here. And I really want you to go away with some takeaways. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. As your cake coach, I am here to help you. If you want to go a little bit further in your journey to organize your time, set clear goals, maybe teach, work on your mindset, or set a roadmap for results, especially for results and success, I am here for you. Why don't you book a free discovery call with me? I will be leaving the links here in this episode so we can chat, we can talk about what you really need, and we can see if we're a good fit for each other. Remember, I have just one mission in this cake world. First is to unite the cake community as one and to make you, my cake artist, my sweet friend, understand the importance of investing in you. Like I said, I will be leaving the links here in the description of this episode so you can book a 30 minutes free discovery call with me. And just remember, in case nobody said this to you today, I do appreciate you and I want you to stay safe and stay creative. So, my sweet friends, and if anybody who has some, just checking on my notes, everything is good here. If anybody who has some power in this industry is listening to me, there's a responsibility for you. And my responsibilities with this audience who's listening right now. We all have the responsibility of making our industry better and to, in different areas, right? Because funny enough, I don't bake cakes anymore for sale, but I do bake cakes for my family. And I do, if you can see it here on the video, all my sugar dolls are in the back. My new little voodoo, it's right there. Maybe I can show it to you. This is my new little voodoo here. Is the new mascot of this new the art cake experience that I just started again doing it. My business as a sugar paste modeling artist. But we all have a responsibility, even though we have a podcast or a magazine, or we bake cakes, or we teach, or we judge, whatever it is, we have a responsibility to make our beautiful community supportive, positive, reinforce talent, reinforce what really truly matters, praise and elevate the people who are innovating, who are creative. Don't undermine them. Oh my God, if I tell you the things that I've heard about people who are so talented, and just because they're shy, people will create these images about them that has nothing to do with the real them, with the real personality of this artist, and they label them into a category of, no, he's just, I don't know, you think a lot of it, or he or she thinks a lot of himself or herself, and oh, she feels like she's the best, or he feels like he's the best artist. They're just shy. They're just shy, and they don't know how to handle the spotlight, but they're talented and creative. So it's our responsibility as people who, as the cool kids of the industry. Remember when I was nominated as what was it, cake personality? Yeah, being in the cool kids has its responsibility too, and part of the responsibility is to make this industry better and good and nice to everyone. It's to welcome the new people, the new talent, the new artist, but it's also to emphasize that it's important to have knowledge, to have skills, to know what you're doing. It sounds easy, it looks easy, but it's not for everyone. It's a serious thing, this baking, cake, decorating industry. So I want you to ask yourself, first of all, how does being a cake artist make you feel? How does being a cake decorator make you feel? Um, why did you start it, and what is that you want your clients to feel for your product, for your case? Um, is there room for all of us? Yes, I do believe there is. I do believe we don't I do believe it's very organic. People who are not doing a good job, they're just going to disappear. Eventually, they're just going to, you know, go with ether or whatever, or move on to a different. Go with ether. That sounds bad. They're just going to move on to a different thing, probably. And the people who stay are the ones that take this seriously and who really want to create a good change in a good place for our industry. Let's celebrate the basics again. Let's celebrate the taste of a cake. Let's celebrate the skill of a cake. There's room for everything. I don't know, let's make icing cakes a trend again. Why not? They're beautiful, they're gorgeous. I don't have the patience to do them, but I think they're gorgeous. Um, let's do all of this. Let's create a beautiful place for all of us to coexist and not to compete. And if we all focus in what we do, if we celebrate our wins and the wins of our peers as if it was our own, we're going to have a good industry, right? We're going to be good at this. So, Emin, if you're listening, this whole episode was thanks to your comment. And with my vision of it, I really hope that the message gets across, and the to celebrate the new season of the Art K Coach podcast with going back to basics, with some accountability, with some thinking about what's coming for the future, and revisiting our past just to learn. That's good. That's why it's good to know history, because we know what's coming next. It is what it is. So, my sweet friends, thank you so much for listening and for watching to today's episode. I really hope that you liked it. If you have any questions, any doubts about this, just let me know. Let me know. Send me the comments. Tell me your feedback. I would love to hear your feedback about the episode, about the setup, about the video, about everything. And as always, stay safe and stay creative. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.